Hi. Well, it's finally time for my next update. Today I'm feeling a lot better, and this would be Monday, the Monday following the Wednesday of the surgery. So, what's that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 5 days after the surgery. And you'll know I had to count that up because the brain's not altogether there, and the body's not altogether there. But each day is getting better and better. I'm estimating, and it's a really subjective estimation, but I think roughly around about a 50% improvement on each day from the previous day. So there's been a couple of things that I haven't pointed out, or might have pointed out in a superficial way in previous videos, that I decided to write them down and just give you some updates on my experiences and what I found. Getting up and down is very painful. Getting in and out of bed or turning is very painful. But I've developed a small, simple life hack. So after having a shower, I found that to dry my legs, the easiest way is to actually bend one knee and go down on that one knee. Because I had my left kidney removed, that means bending down on the right knee is a hell of a lot easier, and because I did lots of exercise beforehand, doing that is relatively easy. After I've done dried the left leg from bending down on the right knee, then I do a switch, and that's a little bit more painful and uncomfortable, but it's manageable, and it simply means I've got that level of independence that I can do myself. Also, pulling my left leg towards my stomach when I decide to get out of a chair or get out of bed has made an enormous difference to the pain and discomfort from moving. I don't know what's going on there as far as muscles go, but just reaching down with my left arm to my left knee, pulling that knee up towards my stomach, it just makes it so much easier. So that's another life hack that I've developed. There's something I wanted to sort of point out from the day after surgery, and that was whilst laying in bed. I'd been fasting for at least 12 hours before the surgery. Not that was a requirement. I think it was 6 hours before the surgery was the requirement, but for me, I'm quite comfortable with fasting, so I went for a bit longer. When you fast and then you decide to eat, you always get this sort of like tummy rumbling, gurgly sound coming. But I hadn't eaten when this all started on the Thursday, and my stomach was gurgling dramatically. But some of the gurgling came from right up the top of my body, and it actually felt like my insides were sort of readjusting and realigning themselves. I remember asking the surgeon to start off with, what happens to that void? Is there just like this pocket that nothing fills into? And she said at that stage that they just move around a lot. So something disappears, they all slip in there to fit that spot. So it's sort of like void filling, which leads me to my next problem. Whilst I was laying there, particularly on the day after surgery, I experienced really loud heartbeat, a heartbeat that went click, 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 and I could hear it right across my chest, to the point where I actually grabbed my phone and recorded the audio, which I may insert here. That audio made me think maybe my heart's moved, and maybe now it's no longer in its normal place, which made me a bit panicky. And that all sort of fitted in quite comfortably to the surgeon's diagnosis when he came in and spoke to me about how am I feeling, what am I experiencing. And essentially he said that it was a panic or anxiety attack that I was experiencing, and it's not to be unexpected. So they gave me some what is effectively Valium to take for that, but instead I'm doing some, as you know, some significant meditation beforehand. Well, I'm still doing meditation now, and the other part that I'm doing, which is really important, is the breathing exercises. And I found that doing some very deep, strong, and strongly held breaths made a huge difference. It was just, I think it was yesterday that I was sitting on the couch and experienced the beginnings of that heart palpitation type thing. And then I thought, okay, so something's going on that I'm not recognising that's making me feel a bit anxious. So I decided to do some breathing exercises, mainly with that breathing machine, and that made all the difference. Then I also went for a walk. So yesterday I did, according to my pedometer, around about 3 kilometres, which sounds like a lot, but walking backwards and forwards to the toilet or to the kitchen can soon build that up. Some other things that are significant in this is the main incision where they remove the kidney is really quite sore, tender, and sensitive. And the clothes that I bought, which were prior to surgery, snug, have become tight. So now I find myself doing the young person thing and walking around with my pants halfway down my butt, so that it's not pressing on the wound. So if I was to do this all over again, which you can't obviously, then I would probably get a size up in track pants, because that's what I'm wearing at the moment, and very, very loose clothing, because the looser it is, the better it is. What I am finding is that comparing notes with other people, I'm finding that my recovery is rapid, and I put this down to the fact that I did lots of diet and exercise beforehand, and I've been eating very healthy since coming out. I've tried to eliminate all carbohydrates, all artificial carbohydrates, so I'm still taking fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, but eliminating everything else. Still having my coffee, so good, needed my coffee. Sleep makes so much of a difference. When I was in the hospital, it was near on impossible to get a decent sleep, and by decent I mean at least going for a 90-minute circadian rhythm style sleep. If I made a 90-minute sleep in hospital, I would have been very surprised. Maybe a 15-minute nap might have been the most that I got. And I don't blame the hospital. I mean, there's a lot of things happening inside a hospital that mean that they've got to be noisy. But once I was out, the first night's sleep was beautiful, and last night I had, quite honestly, the best sleep I've had in the last week. There was nothing special about it, apart from, I went for a walk yesterday. It might have been a 1K walk in total. Well, I'd call it a shuffle. It wasn't really a walk, but that made a big difference. So all in all, my experience, I would say today, here I am, 5 days out from surgery, and feeling pretty good, quite good actually. Would love to go for a run. No, I can't. Would like to do some upper body and core body exercises. I know I shouldn't, so I won't. But I'm certainly getting there. And if I was to look at this 12 months ago, I'd still do it again. Definitely worthwhile. I mean, the first couple of days are uncomfortable. I wouldn't say awful, so they're very uncomfortable, and it takes a lot to get through that. And providing you've done prep, I think you'll be fine, and I'd still recommend to anybody. There are people who are dying waiting for a kidney donation, and if you ever feel like giving the ultimate gift of donating a part of your body to somebody else so that they can have a better life, I thoroughly recommend it. It's worthwhile.